Here are more internet horror series that I found terrifying that you should definitely check out. Alex Kister's Mystifying Oracle. Many people know the creator Alex Kister as he is the creator of the analog horror series, the Mandela Catalogue, but recently he's been working on a series called Mystifying Oracle, which is more of a classic early 2000s style analog horror, similar to Marble Hornets. As of right now, there are only 3 episodes out. After you start watching the first video in the series, you quickly realize that this is a paranormal series, as it deals with an Ouija board, which is regarded by many as evil. I mean, there's even a warning on the box as our main character Joel opens it, so maybe he's just not very bright. It then cuts to footage of Joel using the board, afterwards explaining that he felt something terrible while using it. The footage rolls on while Joel is absent and the piece on the board appears to spell out hello. Suddenly, we see a video with a low frame rate where an unknown entity shows its face at the corner of the window. In the second video, we hear a conversation between our main character and his friend. By listening to this, we can put together that Joel is a popular YouTuber that has a huge following and his audience enjoys seeing paranormal experiences.
You didn't tell me you're internet famous.
I mean, kinda.
How'd you do it? Like, string? Magnets?
Neither.
Later in the video, we get a shot of the board again as he is recording. Something strange happens. It seems to get dark pretty quick. I recommend this series to fans of the paranormal, and I highly suggest watching the 3rd episode. Kane Pixels, the oldest view. At this point, everybody's probably familiar with Kane Pixel, as his Backrooms series remains extremely popular. However, his recent 3-part series, The Oldest View, is just as good. It follows the story of a blogger named Wyatt who found an underground staircase that leads to an abandoned mall that he intends to explore and document his findings. The first 2 episodes are kind of a setup for what's to come. At first, when these videos were released, I'm sure people were confused as to what exactly it was, as it was a slow build-up for the first 2 episodes, but after the release of the 3rd episode, The Rolling Giant, it all made sense. The style is similar to the Backrooms videos, first-person animation and exploring the unknown, but still has its own original story that keeps you hooked, which Kane Pixel does exceptionally well. In the 3rd video, our main character Wyatt enters this cave that has a staircase leading downwards. Unsure of what is at the end of the mile-long staircase, he proceeds down the stairs and encounters, well, even more stairs. After walking, he encounters a door at the end of the stairwell. Once he opens the door, it leads him to an office-like space that has a barred entrance. He then ends up lifting the bars and leaving the room. In awe, he realizes that this is what appears to be an abandoned mall. Also, side note, this is a direct scale model of the Valley View Mall in Dallas that doesn't exist anymore. As he explores, he encounters a large figure in the dark. It appears to be some sort of project or statue. After observing it for a minute, he is startled by sudden loud music and light coming from behind him.
What is this? Some kind of artwork.
As he approaches the section of the mall that is illuminated and has loud music blasting, he frantically runs into a room looking for any exit, but unfortunately, his path is blocked by solid rock.
We're out.
Even after locating the main entrance of the mall, he realizes that he's trapped, as it is once again completely sealed off. As he explores further, Wyatt jumps as he hears a loud noise behind him. He turns around in a panic as that the giant figure from before is directly behind him. As he starts backing away, the giant seems to follow him. He once again starts looking around frantically for exits.
I'm leaving. I'm trying to leave.
He then gets chased up an escalator that leads him up to an emergency exit, but just when he thinks he has completed his great escape, the pillar gives out and he falls to his demise.
What do you want? Oh, God. Oh.
The end sequence shows his body as he lays on the forest floor. The camera soon cuts to a shot of the forest where we can see the rolling giant staring right at us. This remains one of my favorite series ever as Kane continues to put out high quality impressive work. Battington's Five Nights at Freddy's VHS. Battington is a phenomenal creator that is known for his work on his Harmony and Horror series and his FNAF VHS series. FNAF VHS is a series of videos I will be covering today. Everyone has heard of the hit games Five Nights at Freddy's, however the FNAF VHS tapes take a much darker depiction of the series, making a scary game and concept somehow even more disturbing. These tapes are by far the most disturbing interpretation of FNAF I have ever seen, and I think many would agree. I'm sure a lot of people expected the FNAF movie to be just as disturbing as the tapes, however, these are basically just spin-off fan-made videos, not actually a product of the FNAF franchise. Anyways, the most notable video from Battington is titled Non-Existent Video, which starts off as the classic 80s training tape for new employees. I appreciate this one in particular because it touches on every key aspect the main timeline of FNAF has to offer, and it just amplifies the intensity. So if you want to see more content like this, or if you have any suggestions for future videos, please leave that down in the comments.